Here's your Kevin.
Hey guys, it's Amber.
And Kristen.
And check us out. Kristen didn't have to run offline to turn us on.
Ta-da!
We have stepped up in the world. Actually, we just got us a wireless mouse, so there's that.
That's stepping up for us.
Anywho, so today on the live, we are talking about chasing your dreams. And you want to give a little bit before, see if we can get more on here, gives time for people to get on here.
You are never, ever too old to chase your dreams.
Ever.
What are your dreams? What do you chase?
And we say that because, I was almost 40 when me and Jimmy got married. So I was 41, 42 maybe, when I quit the finance company. And we had already bought the bar, so we were already doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'd quit the finance company and just kind of did the bar full time, and now we're doing the podcast, which is something that I've always wanted to do. Like, I've always wanted to do a podcast because I like to talk.
Oh, for sure. As do I.
As you're texting right now.
Sorry.
Distractions and squirrels.
I can't help it. It's called chasing your dreams. I can't help it. But no, I mean, I'm 35 and I guess I'm getting ready to start a new adventure myself. So I don't know. I think that no matter how old you are, whether you're 35, 25, 75,
you can always do it.
It doesn't matter how old you are. You can always
I just got
change your life to make you happy.
There's a girl that I'm friends with on Facebook, and she just started a women's empowerment group on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
She lives in Lexington. I don't know what you did there. Ta-da. But anyway, she lives in Lexington, so she started this Facebook group with empowerment of women. Mm-hmm. And I think she has probably done everything coming and going, but it's to chase her own dream. She's a model. She's done modeling. She's done, she's been in movies. She's doing photography work,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just stuff that she is continuing to do and evolve around. And I just think stuff like that's great. I mean, if you've got the ability to do that and do it on your own or whatever, then I think you should do it.
And if you don't think that you can do it alone, add a friend.
Yeah. That's what we did.
Add a support buddy.
Because I wanted to do the podcast, but I knew I couldn't sit here and carry on a conversation with myself. Yeah, I mean, I probably could, but
we definitely.
I don't know that would be wise.
But yeah, I mean, I think that it's always important, no matter your age, to try to turn your life into something that makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Chase your dreams, make a major change, anything that can make your life more complete. Because
you only have one life.
Exactly. Why be miserable?
Yeah, you only have one life, so live it the way what makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the things that makes you happy, being around the people that makes you happy. We've talked about this before on our Thoughtful Thursdays, is that you become what you're around. Mm-hmm. So be around those people that are mindful and lift you up, or uplifting and everything. And that's the same thing with chasing your dreams. Like, you don't, there she goes poking at me again.
Well, you're flipped around.
She just cannot.
Sorry.
Just not.
I can't help it. I can't. It's like a habit. But like, I mean, I don't, even if it's going to school to learn something new, anything that can uplift your life. Because, and if you have children, like, to uplift theirs as well, because a happy parent makes happy children.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. Don't live in a career or in a life choice miserably when you are able to change it.
Right.
It may take you time.
And even if you feel stuck, you can always get unstuck. You know, I have a cousin who she went back and forth on the ideal of being a traveling nurse, and she's not a nurse. It's a I don't know if she does like if she's a radiologist or an X-ray tech.
Something to do with the medical field.
She's in the medical field. But anyway, and of course, you know, born and raised in Harlan, that's where she was from, and that's where she lived her whole life and everything. But then she decided, you know what? Yes, I'm going to do this. I have this opportunity. I'm young. I have no attachments, and she went and did it. She loves it.
Yeah.
She absolutely loves it. And I think that if you have that ability to be able to do something like that, do it. Do it while you can.
And you have more of the ability than you think, because you're gonna like
nothing you want is going to come easy.
No.
And if it comes easy, then it's not
worth it.
It's not worth it.
What was the point? It's just like the podcast. You know, we'll have people say, "What's the point of it?" or "Why are you doing it?" or just the dumbest stuff. And it's like, have you ever had a dream? Have you ever wanted to chase something that you love? Because we love this and we enjoy it. And it was Amber's dream, and I got drug along, and now I help her build a dream, and it's become my dream because you put so much work into something, it becomes your baby. And nothing ever, unless you're just handed something, nothing comes easy. And I think if you don't fight for it's not worth it.
It's fun if it can. Well, I mean, I won't say it's not fun. I like easy, but everything that you want, you should work at it. You know, it always comes and works. We actually just got off of a call. Yes, so we're super excited about this. We won't go into complete details until we get everything set and
hashed out. Right. It's in the works.
But it's a very big beginning for us. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice.
Well, and we're really fortunate because, you know, this person talks about, you know, how our personalities go together and how, you know, they just uplift us too. And as much as they're willing to help us, they don't have to do that.
Right.
But he took the time out of his day to have a phone call with us, or FaceTime
to get next level,
to let us know what our next move needs to be.
Yeah.
And that's if you don't make moves and don't take chances, you sit stagnant. And that's what we don't want to do. Because you can only.
Because that's where you run the chance of getting bored. And I think that's when you're dreaming.
I don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening either, really, because you're too ADHD, and I'm just like, okay.
I know. Did y'all notice everything changed again?
This is where we're going now.
Sorry.
But then for some people, you can. Like, you get so far, and then it's, okay, now what? Yep. Yeah, what's my next step, you know? But I like the continuing to move and the next step and keep going. Like, you just keep going up.
And if you have the people that are already at that next step or that are way above you, like the person on our phone call, they can help us know what steps do we take. Because when you start something, you have to have some kind of a mentor. And we've had Danny. We're very we are very grateful for Danny.
We wouldn't be where we're at now without Danny and T.
Not even close.
Yeah.
And they have really picked us up a lot. So we're very grateful for them, and now it's time for the next move.
Yes, and we're super excited about that, and hopefully we will bring you all along too. So if we've got anybody out there that is listening,
what is your dream?
I don't know. Yeah, what's your steps in making your dreams come true? You know, or do you have any advice for us on our steps? You know, we'll take that too. Any advice is good advice, I feel like.
Like straightening letters that are behind us that are crooked.
I don't see that it's crooked.
It's definitely crooked.
It's not crooked.
It might be. But yeah, I mean, I think it's important to dream, and I think it's important to.
And now that like she said earlier, you're not ever too old to change, whatever it may be in life. You know, don't look at yourself as being in a rut. If you feel like you're in a rut,
you're going to stay in that rut.
Yeah, do something, even if it is something small, to get yourself out of that rut, to move forward, to do that next step. Of course, we know it takes time. It takes, again, a lot of hard work, but
and a lot of patience.
If you're not moving in that direction, then you are in a rut.
Well, and we have some guests that are upcoming, and they are a lot bigger than us. They don't have to take the time to help our little podcast grow.
But they are.
Yeah, but they're taking the opportunity to help us, and like that's where what we've said. Like when we make it big on this podcast, we plan on helping those beneath us.
Mm-hmm. We want to take you all with us too.
We want to like build. We don't want to stay stagnant. We want to build, and that comes with figuring out what our next move is. Like we know now we need a website, so we got to work on that.
Our next move.
And then we had to make some changes. Like we had to decide, who was going to do which social medias, because both of us were getting so overwhelmed trying to keep up with 4 different things, plus the podcast, plus it was so much. So it helped that
we got a plan together.
Yeah, we got a plan together. Now we're kind of mellowed out a little bit because we both know kind of where it stands. And Tommy House, I think you're watching. What was your steps to becoming who you are? Like what made you want to be the biker preacher? Because that's what you've become to all of us. I could never see you any differently. I don't think. Could you? I mean,
no, he's the one that actually married me and Jimmy.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of people that they started from nothing too.
I think everybody does
unless it's handed to you.
Yeah, when you have that dream, some people. I tell you where this live here stems from is because I myself, I've talked about it numerous times. Again, I talked about it earlier. Changed from, I was in a finance company for 20 plus years, and then just changed that, and that was huge for me.
Tommy said you're always learning, and when you do stuff different than others, they will ridicule you and make fun of you, but you got to do what you feel what you feel.
Spit it out, Spanky.
Led to. I'll get it out in a minute. Hang on. And that is so true. We definitely. And then Tommy said, "I love bikes, and I was called to preach, and I just do me."
And I think that's wonderful. Like that is something that you've been able to incorporate both things that you enjoy doing and that you've been called to do. And I think that that's a huge deal. What I was saying is recently, Jimmy just had another surgery, and I was in the elevator. I was going down. Shifts were changing at the hospital, so there was some nurses that was also getting on the elevator with me, and they were just like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad this is over with. I'm so glad my shift is over, and just so glad to be off work." I was so thankful in that moment that I no longer have that job to where I'm like, God, I'm so glad I'm off work now.
Well, and I have never been good at a 9 to 5. Like when I bartended the other day, like I loved it. Like, cause I'm more of I like the different stuff every day and the different people, the people you talk to. I love that. Like,
well, that probably goes in your ADHD probably plays a huge role.
Because when I wasn't busy, waiting on somebody, I was cleaning.
Moving stuff around.
Yeah, and you're not stuck in one place. I remember working at like warehouses and stuff where I was stuck. I would either be in some kind of cubicle or some kind of area where I couldn't leave, and it was just the same thing every single day.
And that's what I was used to. I was in the office setting, so I was used to, and I was okay with that. That was my comfort. I knew every day when I went to work, what was going to happen, what was there for me, what was expected, for me to do. But yes, that was a comfort to me too. But there were days that I was just like, oh God, I can't do this today.
Yeah.
And I met some really great people along the way in the finance business, and I'm very, very lucky that I got to meet them, and I'm glad that I got to meet them. But I no longer want to, now that I've gotten a taste of being able to do something that I actually enjoy.
Yeah.
I no longer want to go back to feeling stuck.
And Tommy said, they say if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Exactly. That's why I love this now, because, we have a great staff downstairs with a bar and everything. I could call on those girls at any given time and know that whatever's needed is taken care of.
Yes.
I don't have to be here constantly, but I can be here, and I can also do this. We do this upstairs.
Or call me last minute and ask me to come down here.
Yeah, and that's happened a lot. But
it's enjoyable,
it
though.
Is. I like being able to do that. Love being able to meet different people that come in, even here at the bar, from different places.
A lot of bikers are starting to come in and show their faces, and new people. Just I love the interactions and stuff, because
I'm probably the most social,
unsocial person. And she is not lying about that either.
It's very true.
But what's funny is, though, you are very social. I think it's your face, because I literally was like, she looks like a bitch. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna talk to her.
Yeah, I was scared of her at first.
Well, and there's sometimes that I really don't want to be around people. I just don't have the energy for them. People can be very draining.
Even you have messaged me, when you've had stuff going on, and been like, I just, want to be on the couch and be left alone. And I'm like, okay, well, if you need me, I'm here.
Yeah, stop. Well, and then last night when you called, I was like, I'm not talking. Let's just text. Let's just text this out, because I'm not talking right now.
Well, and that was the thing too. It was just to do this, and to show you everything.
Right.
Tommy said I dropped in there Tuesday afternoon on the bike. We weren't
here.
Yeah,
it's very nice weather now. This week has been so nice. So a lot of bikes have been out riding.
And look twice. Yes. There's too many bikes going down.
Tommy, we need to get you scheduled to come on the podcast to talk about the Blessings of the Bikes. Dog, we'll get it out here in a minute. Yeah, Blessings of the Bikes.
Wow.
We need to get that scheduled so we can get you planned in.
Tabitha said, I hate talking on
I do
the
too.
phone.
I do. If you can text it to me.
Well, and I was FaceTiming you too.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I wanted to send pictures, but I'm like, the pictures were just not enough.
Had I answered the FaceTime, it would have probably scared the shit out of you, because I kid you not. So I'm very easily influenced to purchase things that may make my life easier. If you get online and you tell me this is going to make me skinnier, prettier, and my life easier, you can bet I'm going to buy it. So I bought these face mask things, like these collagen. Have you seen them on TikTok?
Yes, and you didn't answer the phone?
Yes, because you sleep in them. And so I put them on last night.
That would have been a good screenshot.
Jimmy said, what the hell do you have on your face? Because I had that mask on, and then I had my hair put up in my little bonnet, and I was getting ready to put my little sleep mask on, and then here Kristen is trying to FaceTime me, and I was like, it's not happening.
I wouldn't have been mean or made fun of you. Maybe.
Listen, I was so stiff because I was afraid to move my face. Good morning from Australia. Hi, Jetta. How are you? I'm glad.
I was about to say, I'm not sure I could say your name if I wanted to.
This is Jetta. She's our friend from Australia. We're so glad that you've been able to see us this time.
Yes, and good morning. So it's not here, but morning.
Morning there. It's getting ready to be, it's getting ready to be summer here. So it's getting ready to be your all's winter, right, Jetta? I think it's getting ready to be winter over there.
And Tommy said, looking forward to it. Get to hang out with a couple of beautiful ladies that day for an hour or so. Well, absolutely. That hour, and then you can eat lunch with us.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, when we do the Blessings of the Bikes, yes.
Well, no, when we do our show.
For the Blessings of the Bikes, yeah.
And then Aubrey said, Amber, you're already pretty.
Oh, thank you, Aubrey.
That's my kiddo.
So this mask is was supposed to, I don't know really what it was supposed to do. It talked me into buying it. I don't know.
It don't take much to talk her into buying something.
It doesn't. So I bought it and I slept in it, but I was so afraid to move last night because I was afraid that it would come off. Yeah. So, and apparently it just dries up to your face and just shrivels.
It's 9 a.m. in Australia.
Yeah, and it's fall there. Yeah. So it's spring here. It's spring here now, Jetta.
Okay, but does it get cold in Australia, or does it get mild?
So she told me one time, okay, so during Christmas, because I think they were getting ready to like open their pool or go to the pool or something. I was putting
Mm-hmm.
up the Christmas tree, and she had messaged, and it was hot out there. It was hot in Australia, and Jimmy says we're going to go and visit sometime. They had some friends of theirs come down.
Their spiders are too big for me.
Oh yeah. So they had some friends come down and visit now, which are now our friends. I was very glad that we got to meet them. But it was so much fun just talking to them and learning the
I love
different
different accents.
and the different things that they do and different things
Mm-hmm.
that they call stuff.
Yeah, I've seen too many videos that scare the ever loving shit out of me when it comes to like spiders and things. No.
From Australia. I'm going. I don't care. I'm
Oh
going.
man, I'll go. But if we can spider proof wherever I'm gonna sleep, then I'll go. Cause oh my gosh, if I woke up with a freaking pet
Camel spider.
no, you would be playing in my funeral.
I mean, I hate spiders too. I hate
but
spiders
you would
too,
be playing
but
in my funeral. Like, could not do it.
I'm so ready. And Jimmy says that we're going to go. So, Jetta, get ready for us. We're planning it.
Especially if Jimmy's going.
Yes.
Be prepared. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, Jetta knows Jimmy. That's how Jetta knows me is through Jimmy. So.
Yeah, then she's like, I need at least a month to prepare. No, but it's like okay, so like our podcast. I was just bored and came in here, and she had mentioned wanting to move everything over and like give us some more space to do some of our other videos and if we have guests and things like that. And I was like, bet I'm gonna do it.
Listen, if you all seen my post that I did the other day, I kid you not, if I mention it, it happens. If I mention anything or bring it in, then she's got it up doing it. Like it is. I'm a procrastinator. Do not say good job, girls. Good job, Kristen. I will take the credit all day long. Don't get me wrong.
And I'll give it to her. I don't care.
No, it is her. She's the one who moves the shit around and puts it together.
Jetta said, not as cold as there. Doesn't snow where we live. It's going to be 36 Celsius here today. I don't do Celsius. Oh, we have spider. I love snakes. So the snakes, that doesn't bother me.
You wouldn't love their snakes.
Yes,
I
would.
Deadly.
As long as I know which ones are poisonous and not poisonous, I would have to do my research.
They will eat your face.
And Jetta said, we are ready for you.
Yes, I can't wait.
But yeah, I love snakes. I just don't do spiders. And I am like, when I tell you, arachnophobia to me is so real because it can be the smallest spider and I will break out in sweats.
So when did you realize like you had a fear of spiders? Was that something?
Since I was little.
Okay, see, mine was not. You said arachnophobia. I've never seen that movie, but
I couldn't
either.
Mm-mm.
But what got me my fear of spiders is I was playing basketball on my neighbor's just outside court one time. I was probably middle school, and I seen a spider crawling across the court. So I was like, no big deal, whatever. I'll just kill it. So I went to stomp on it.
It had babies.
Oh my God. It was the worst experience of my life. And since then, I cannot be around spiders at all.
Aubrey said,
I'm terrified of them.
Aubrey said that I would still pick them up.
The spiders?
It's true. No, snakes.
Oh, I was going to say.
I walked to the school bus with the kids the other day, or like last year during the summer, and I picked up a baby snake that was going across the driveway and took it home to like scare the kids, and none of them got scared. I was like,
snakes really don't bother me.
I took one from one shed and rehomed it to another, and the only time they scare me is when they pop up. Like, yeah.
It's like mice. Mice don't scare me, but them little suckers will jump and run, and they like.
Was I on the phone with you when that one jumped out of my boot, or was it Abigail?
I think it was Abigail,
I busted somebody's eardrum because I was trying to put my boot on, and I put my boot on, and it didn't fit. And
I was like, don't like the jump scares.
There's a toy or something because my 3-year-old, I was like, he probably put it in there, and instead it was a mouse, and I tipped my boot upside down and started hitting it. It jumped out. I was like, oh God. Like my cats missed one.
Because of the scares, like the jump scares. That's what I don't like. I don't like the jump scares of anything.
Yeah. No, I don't do jump scares. And it doesn't matter if I like what it is or not. I don't like when it's there and I don't know it's there.
And I don't think that. Okay, so let me tell you this funny story about a snake. I say snakes do not bother me, and they really don't. Like, I'm really not afraid of them. But when I still lived in Harlan, I moved to this big old house down on the riverbank. Well, apparently, and it was a house I just rented. So apparently my landlord had told my dad about a huge black snake being down there. Well, black snakes are supposed to be good for you or your area or what the hell ever. Whatever. You're not supposed to kill them, right?
Yep. They kill
This
the bad
thing
snakes.
was a freaking anaconda. It was not a black snake. It was the biggest
You
snake.
added a D where there's not a D. Anaconda.
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 That's what I said.
No, you said anda.
Anaconda. That's
no,
what I said.
There's no D there. Anaconda.
Anaconda. That's what I'm saying.
She's adding a D to the anaconda.
Anyway, it was a freaking huge snake.
It'll be all right.
So my daughter comes in one day again.
You.
I'm not scared of snakes. And she was like, Mom, there's a snake out on the sidewalk. And I was like, okay, you stay in here. I'll go out. I'll get the snake. And then you can go back out and play. So this thing was like the length of my sidewalk. So I said, okay, no big deal. I'll just go out the back door, around to the barn, get a hoe, and then I'll chop its head off. Because that's the only way you can kill a snake is if you chop its head off, right? Right. So I go around and get the hoe, I come back, and I go to whack it, only I missed the head.
Oh, my God.
So it coiled up, and it stood up. Like, I mean, you know, how they coil, and I thought, oh, my God, this is it. When I was younger, all I kept remembering was my dad telling me not to ever run from snakes, that they will chase you. So I started just backing up real slow because now I'm convinced this snake is going to eat me. It's going to chase me now because I've done pissed it off. And if I run from it, it's really going to chase me and it's going to like wrap itself around me. I wouldn't let my daughter go outside and play for like days until it was gone.
Yeah,
and it was a black snake, and I knew in my mind
that it was okay.
But
you know, even snakes that are not venomous, they can really make you sick. Like their bite can make you sick. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it can make you have like cold-like symptoms.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Of course, I've not ever been bit by a snake, and I hope I never ever get bit by a snake.
We're definitely buying a lock for the door.
Oh, yeah. So if you all hear a bunch of squeaking with the doors.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of foot traffic.
Trish.
Going around our sign that says not to be in here. But anywho, so no, back to chasing your dreams. We both squirreled really bad. But
we went from chasing our dreams to chasing
snakes. Being chased by snakes.
And spiders.
And I that one that I moved to the other shed, I made a TikTok on it, and I was like, you don't kill snakes. But I was like, the only kind that I don't like or that don't deserve to live on this planet are two-faced snakes.
Oh yeah, well,
because they always say like
you always get those.
There's a snake in the grass everywhere you go, and I don't mean actual snake. Whoopsie. Oh, anywho, back to chasing our dreams. Go ahead, Amber.
where we're at now, being able to squirrel off and talk about snakes and spiders by chasing your dreams. But seriously, guys, I mean, I think that's very important that if you have goals, set small goals to achieve whatever your dreams look like. Mm-hmm. Set small goals and just do something every day to try to achieve those goals. Because eventually, if you fall, then just get back up, and you never know what that could lead to next.
And it builds you.
It does.
And it builds your character, and it builds what you're working on, because it's always nice to get a pat on the back, and you know what, you're doing a good job.
Feel like you're doing something of I don't want to say importance, but like you said, a good job.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Aubrey said, if you truly want something bad enough, you can make anything happen.
That's absolutely
Just
true.
So y'all know, this is my 14-year-old daughter.
And Aubrey, I hope that you always keep that mentality, because that is a very important mentality to keep. I don't know how many adults that I know that are just like, oh, that's never going to happen. I'm not even going to try, And I mean, honestly, I was probably one of those at one time. I don't know how many times I sat and said, one day I'm going to do this. One day I'm going to do this. Mm-hmm. That one day, that someday, do it now. It might not come. You might not get that opportunity.
You're not promised tomorrow.
Right. So do it now.
Do it today. Which, I mean, I love, because, I'm not good with change. So that's hard when you're trying to build something. But it's always nice when you have somebody there with you to build.
Well, and that is, I was always afraid of change too. That's why I stayed at the same job for 20 plus years because change is very scary. And I will tell you all now, it doesn't have to be. Change, it is what you make out of it, I feel like. And it does not have to be scary at all.
Uh,
Jetta said Jimmy had a dream to own a bar, and we told him one day he will. Look at you both now. So proud. Thank you, Jetta. Thanks.
and I'm just the mascot. Every time something's going on, I get linked into, and I'm like, I'm just the podcast. Like I'm just the helper. I help around the bar, but I don't own anything. Just the
Yeah,
podcast.
but you're part now.
Yeah, just the podcast. And then if she needs me, I run.
I just kind of drag her with whatever my big harebrained ideals are, and she actually goes along with
I'm
them.
usually pretty good at it. I just go along.
I think she's probably. I mean, I've had other friends that are like, yeah, 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 but then it doesn't go any. I say it to Kristen, and it's like, all right, now what? Here it is. Next
Let's
day,
Yep.
done.
Well, and I mean, I don't. I'm just not. I'm not a procrastinator. I'm one of those right now people, and I don't like that I'm like that because that's hard to get away from. Like, especially when something exciting comes up,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm like, okay, I don't want to wait.
Because
Like,
you have to wait.
yes.
Especially like with the call that we got today. I could see it in her face that she was like,
let's go.
let's do this now because I'm over it tomorrow. So right now is when we're going to have to do
But
it.
it's exciting. And I mean, I think we could say who we spoke to.
No, let's just wait. Let's wait before we put it out there. At least until we get something,
I would
more
tell
set.
you.
I will not.
But it's exciting because they're not the only people we've had reach out to us that have a big following or have made a career out of being in the public eye, and it's exciting.
Yeah, and we have some exciting guests coming on our regular podcast. Thursdays we just do our lives. It's just our lives on here, so we can interact with you all and stuff. We love being able to interact during our podcast too. But Thursdays is just so we can just kind of tell you. I mean, of course, we want to talk about whatever we talk about that Thursday, but we have some changes that's going on with the podcast, and we've got some very fun guests. Travis, if you're out there listening, sometimes you tune into us too. We are talking about doing a live with Travis Bright the Medium.
So, and do some live call-ins.
Yeah, do some live call-ins. If you all are interested in that, let us know. Pump Travis up because he wants to, but he's kind of on the fence. Travis is one we have to push off the fence every once in a while in our direction.
We wouldn't Amber and I want to be real, and we want factual things. If we give our opinion, we let it known it's our opinion. But Travis is important because he's real. There's things he knew when he read. If you go back to our live with him, there's things that he read during that live with me that there is no way in Sam hell on any kind of, even if he looked me up, that he would know. He would have had no idea. And
Travis is 100%. And, she said that you could go back. You can go back on any of our podcasts and listen. We're on Spotify. We're on iHeart, Spreaker. We're on YouTube.
All of it.
Yeah.
But if you want something funny, like our personalities, we show who we are on TikTok.
Yeah.
Because while we are serious, we have a really goofy side, and it's so funny because a lot of people are like, I didn't know they acted like that. I didn't know that. And it's like, that's because you don't know us personally.
On that level.
Why in the world would we be, being that goofy just to be goofy?
Not everything has to be serious, you know? And I think that kind of falls in line with your dreams too, because yes, you've got to be serious enough to take that step to pursue your dreams, but you've also got to be lighthearted enough to take
the criticism.
Yeah, I mean, because it's going to come. It's going to come with it,
Yeah, well,
with everything that you do, it's going to come with it.
People are going to knock you down, no matter what. Because
they're going to try.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Like, people are going to try to knock you down no matter what because of jealousy or whatever.
Don't let that stop you.
No, and in life, I feel like you're meant to grow, and in any direction. and it's important to leave yourself open to that change because that's how you're going to grow.
Change is scary, but it doesn't have to be. It can be fun.
Well, and I used to unload tankers, but I've always drove a forklift, or I've never done a woman's job. I've never done a sit down job, and I enjoy it and I loved it, especially when I would unload by tankers and stuff like that. But it was so just the same thing every day, and it was a lot. And I get bored too easy when I sit still. So I would be outside cleaning the lot around my tanks and stuff, and weeding. I was doing all kinds of stuff, and my boss would come out there and be like, "What in the hell are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well,
See,
I can't sit still."
Content, I guess you could say, because even from a younger, like I knew in high school when I was first able to start working, I knew then that I didn't really want to work in fast food. So I got a retail job. But the retail job that I got was with a little store that got barely any foot traffic, because doing something like that made me nervous.
Yeah.
But it got my feet in the door, and I was able to, learn from that and everything. And then I started working I had an office job, even, at my early, late teens, early 20s. I had an office job. Um, and then I had office jobs is all I ever, like, that was where I was at.
I worked fast food. I was a CNA for a while. I actually had to leave that job because Christmas Day I had double pink eye, and I drove a Camaro that was a manual, and they was like, "Well, you have to come in and prove it." I'm sitting. I'll send you a picture.
As a CNA.
Yeah, I was like, I will send you a picture because, of course, it's Christmas Day, so they think I'm calling in because it's Christmas.
Because it's Christmas.
And I'm like, I will send you a picture because I cannot drive.
Yeah.
For one, it's a stick shift. My eyes are on fire. I cannot see. I can't put my contacts in. So it was this big thing, and they were like, "Well, if you can't come in, then we're letting you go." And I'm like, "Well, I guess I'll be finding a new job," because there was nothing I could do about it. And they didn't care that I was like, I will FaceTime you. I will do whatever I have to do to prove that, I can't
You know what?
see.
And that just brings me to this, because I did actually.
I just coughed in my mic. I'm sorry if that was y'all's ear.
I did screenshot something if I can find it, because it goes into that, just like they said they would replace you. Well, if you can't come in, then you're done, because that is true. If you can't do it, or even if you pass away, they're going to replace you.
Yeah, they don't care.
They do not care. Like, why do you live your life doing something so miserable when that company that you work for or whatever can and will replace you?
Well, they got shut down because they were so crappy.
I do not have. See, I couldn't work in healthcare. There's no way I could work in healthcare.
Tommy said, being in the public eye sometimes makes you a bullseye for people.
Always watching for you to fall.
You got to have tough skin, my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And we do, for the most part. I think I'm worse than Amber when it comes to that, because I don't like when people perceive me in the wrong way.
Yeah, and I don't care.
Yeah, and she doesn't care. But it's only because, I've had so much judgment passed on me as an adult, and it's from people that either don't know me or are pissed at me for no reason, or maybe I've given them a reason because I didn't like them.
That I screenshotted it.
But and they always say haters are your biggest fans. So
well, and it's like the call that we were on, because he was saying, unfortunately, conflict, controversy, it sells. That's what's going to sell you, and that sucks. But that has to be that way. Drama, conflict, and controversy sells.
Unfortunately, because why? I mean, why does everybody want to see somebody going through something?
Yeah, why can't you just find something that is nice and relaxing? Like us, we're totally nice and relaxing, damn it. We should just, you should just relax and listen to us.
Well, and that's the thing, too. It's funny, we both had to readjust. We're both like, oh, dear.
We got new chairs, new to us chairs, so we're adjusting to those.
Yeah, because we're getting ready to buy new chairs for the set, and we just haven't yet.
So
because we're both we're both procrastinating on getting chairs. But yeah, I don't know. Um, I think you are more of like the organizer. I'm more of the doer
Mm-hmm.
of the group. And that works too. I think when you have two people that
I
are a
can
lot
spit out
alike.
ideals, and she's like, "Okay, let's do it."
Well, and I've always been because I love doing yard work and staying busy and the physical aspect of everything.
Oh, I cannot wait. Now that it is getting to be nicer weather out, I
Sorry, there's
can
something on my
work
foot. It's jumping.
in my garden and plant stuff. I love to plant. I love being out and doing yard work and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like being out in the cold. I don't like it when it's nasty outside. If it is going to hurt me to walk outside, why do I
Yes.
want to do that? I don't want
Well,
to.
and since I've had back surgery, when it's really cold, I almost feel cold in my bones.
Mm-hmm.
And then plus I lost a drastic amount of weight.
Well,
So
it's
my
probably
bones hurt.
they do. They probably do because what is it? Arthritis.
Yeah, I know I have
But
arthritis in my
yeah,
lower back. Fun.
off
Tommy said,
subject
I'm with
again.
Amber on that. As long as I can look at the man in the mirror and smile, and others' opinions of me doesn't matter to me.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to not be. It used to drive me insane. Like I worried so much about what other people thought of me,
Mm-hmm.
or having somebody mad at me over something, or not getting my side of the story out. When
I
I
have that
thought
problem.
that everybody needed to hear my side, they don't care. They do not care.
No.
People do not care, and that's it. That's where my mind had to go to be okay with the fact that no, I don't have to have my side of the story out, because they don't.
And that's where you and I are different because I'm one of those people because I hate when people are like, if it's not true, don't worry about it. And I'm sitting here like, but I do.
Yeah, because how do you know it's not true? Or how do you know, or how do I know that you know that it's not true?
Yeah, and I don't want, I hate when people perceive me in a negative light, especially when it's untrue. Because I will tell you the truth. Like
they
if I done
don't,
it.
but they do. People, they're gonna think whatever.
But
Hello,
Ray said, "Hello, ladies. Hello, but
people are gonna think and do and say
whatever they
and
want."
it took me a very long time to get there, and there are times that I do let it bother me sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, when people will say something about me or about a situation or whatever, I want to step up and correct them,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it really don't do any good,
Yeah. Well, and I have in my adult life, I have met so many people that will talk bad about me behind my back. And I've realized it's because I attract people that are like that because I'm more of a true person and I attract people that'll tear you down.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like I want to fix them.
And you can't,
No.
you cannot fix them.
And then they end up trying to ruin your life. So.
And they will.
Mm-hmm.
They bring you down. It's the total opposite. You
Yep.
want to try to bring them up, but they will bring you down. That's why I try my best, and I tell you all the time, put people in categories.
Mm-hmm.
Now if it was somebody that really meant something to me, then yes, I would go straight to them and be like. And a lot of times I will try to go to the person, but if it doesn't do any good, then I'm over it. Like then nothing you say to me anymore matters.
Yes. Well, and
my brother-in-law used to tell me all the time, I live in my own little world. I
love my world.
I like it in my world.
Yeah, it's quiet here. Tommy said people are going to believe what they want.
Exactly. Exactly. So if, the way that I look at it, if somebody says something negative or even positive, anything at all, I don't care what it is. If somebody says something and you know me well enough or you claim to know me, then you should be able to come to me and say, hey, I heard this. Is this true?
Yep.
Whether it's positive, negative, happy, sad, whatever the case may be, you should be able to come to me and say, hey,
is it true?
Is this true? I'm going to tell you, or I'm going to tell you it ain't none of your damn business. Like, I mean, I don't care.
Yep. Well, and like you and I are close enough that we tell each other everything pretty much, but like you have to watch who you become that close to because there are so many people that will take your personal situations and beat you down.
Or spread it everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's, pretty much it. Or add their own little spin to it when they spread it. Because I you can ask her. When I tell people what I've done, I share both sides.
Freaking an open book. And I've told her from the very beginning, Kristen, you don't have to tell everybody everything. Like,
yeah, but I'm one of those people that I hate. There's so many people like this, and it drives me insane because it's going on to me right now. But they'll tell one side.
But she will tell
I'll tell everything.
Every like period and comma and or but like it's everything.
Because they'll be like, "Did you tell them what you did?" I'm like, "Sure did. Probably added some to it."
This is what happened and comma period question mark.
This is why I said what I did. This is what happened. And I will say though, it's funny because
we're in a learning process, guys. I'm trying to teach her.
I'm 10 years younger, so we're building me.
We're building
me. I like that. We're building up me. But I mean, that's part of like we're growing and
evolving.
Evolving. And you have to do that too to dream, to want to grow, to be a better person. Because I always think that you should learn one new thing every day. And it doesn't matter if it is something you tell me or anything. It's that's how you grow as a person.
To learn something. So here's what a challenge. We can do a challenge. You all strive to learn something new, whether it be a word or what kind of like doing something.
There's just so many things. Just learn how to do something.
Learn how to do something new. Let us know about it too. I don't know what she's doing.
They can't see that. Oh. They can just yes. You're welcome.
Oh, sorry. I have my life as an open book. I always tell people there are 3 sides. The truth, there are 3 sides to the truth. Each side, then the truth in the middle. Exactly. However, I read that. I read it.
I don't even know what you said.
There is 3 sides to every
I live my
story.
life as an open book. I always tell people there's
yours,
3 sides.
Mine, and the truth.
Yours, mine, and the truth.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing, though. I totally agree with that, but I tell all 3 sides because I don't care. If I done it, I done it.
Yeah.
Like
so many people they don't do that.
They'll tell somebody what you've done to them or what happened to them, but they will not say why you reacted that way.
Well, and here's where I learned to stop doing that because I used to be that person. I used to only want to tell my side and only get my side out there for whatever reason. But in high school, I remember I got in. Me and this girl were bickering back and forth over whatever. And I had actually wrote it down. This is when I also learned that if I didn't want what I was doing out there, then I didn't need to write it down. But on the flip side of that now, I want everything in writing now. I want to be able, because that taught me then that I might as well just, if I'm going to get in trouble for it anyway.
I might as well do it.
I might as well just tell that I did it. You know?
Well, and I always say if I'm accused of something, if you accuse me of something, I'm going to do it anyway. Because
I'm not that. I don't.
I am, because if you're going to accuse me of things and it's something I'm not doing, and I tell you I'm not doing it, I'm going to do it.
I don't even care about that.
I'm
but
if I
might as well, like I said, if I'm going to get in trouble for it, then I might as well have the proof right there for me.
Yeah, and that's something important to me is that have it in writing. Have some form of proof of what you're saying, because there are so many people that try to beat you down.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure there's people that, watch our podcast just to run their mouths. And thank you for watching.
Yeah, gives us. Well, somebody had said earlier, it's the haters that actually.
The haters are your biggest fans.
Yeah, they bring you. They're the ones that help you succeed.
Well, and if they're talking about you, they're getting your name out there.
Yeah, at least they're talking about you. They don't care.
But yeah, I think that's important. It's always going to be important. And then learning to grow. You have to do different things to grow.
Well, you have to be acceptable to the learning. Like you can't. When I was in the finance company, that was one of my biggest issues, is when I got set in a set way of how I did things, I didn't want somebody else to show me anything different. I wanted to do it my way because my way made sense to me. Whether it made sense to anybody else, it made sense to me. And so when somebody would come in and say, well, why don't you look at doing it this way? Sometimes I would get offended by it, because I would be like, leave me alone. This is how I do it. But now I look at things like, how am I ever going to learn if I don't see it from somebody else's point of view? If I don't have that other.
Tommy say they say keep your friends close, your enemies closer.
Yeah, I don't want my enemies close to me, really and
Mm-mm.
truly.
No, but and
I mean, I understand that. I know that.
I understand the saying too, but I'm like, I just want them out of my orbit.
That's what I say in my own little world.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We're talking about 3 different subjects here.
This Thursdays are more of a BS type of day.
It's where you just get us chatting over whatever.
But it's funny because that's how we are like every day. We'll be talking about one thing.
If you read actually freaking keeping up with each other.
And if you read our text too, though, you'd be like, "What?"
It's even worse. And you throw Abigail in the mix to it. It's even worse.
We have fun. Worser. Our carrot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Speaking of our carrot, Abigail, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out there. We are going to have it's not Facebook dating because there is actually a Facebook dating, right? We're gonna have an Abigail dating. We're gonna hook Abigail up. So if y'all know any single guys out there, good men, we are hooking our Abigail up, and we are. Let's do a live. Let's follow Abigail around on her.
That would be interesting.
Her date,
especially as private as she is. She'd kill us.
We can be sneaky about it. Abigail, turn off your ears if you're listening to us right now. Suzanne says, what is the saying? People that matter don't mind, and the people that mind don't matter. Exactly. 110%.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And you build off of those people. Because even criticism, I listen to the criticism probably more than I should, but it also, I try to see it from that side of their point of view. As long as they're not somebody that just doesn't like me, just do not like me.
Yeah.
But if it's somebody that's being criticizing me, I listen to it to understand what they're saying so that maybe I can build on that.
Well, and that's one of the things, one of the biggest reasons why, too, I wanted to do this, because it is so different from my normal office job that I ever had, and really with this kind of stuff, you can't, I mean, of course there is a right and wrong, and we're learning as we're going with it, but you can't really do wrong with it. I mean, we can, just like now, talking about whatever the hell we want to talk about, and it's fine. You know why? Because it's ours, and we're doing it. It's whatever. We don't care.
Tommy said she's a sweetheart and tagged Abigail.
Absolutely. Abigail is a sweetheart. And listen, I have her stats right here. Hang on. Abigail, I got you, girl. She's going to kill me.
She's going to murder you.
It is true. It is true.
I'm worried.
Oh, so she likes riding her bike, hiking, socializing, watching movies, hanging out with friends. She loves peoples.
She loves peoples.
And snakes. Speaking of snakes.
Yeah, you got to love snakes because she has a pet snake.
She does have a pet snake.
Yep. And he's a sweetheart.
She likes daisies, and she's not picky with her food.
Daisies are my favorite, too.
I like lilies. Lilies are my favorite.
I love lilies.
Lilies are my favorite.
I can't even say the last time I got daisies or flowers.
I don't like flowers. I do not. I tell my husband all the time because he's like,
they die.
They do die. And roses, I do not like roses at all. I don't like any kind of roses.
I do not like roses.
To look at, I don't want them. I don't want them in a vase. I don't want them in my yard. I don't want them anywhere.
I know, because remember, if I planted you in a bush, it just couldn't be a rose bush.
Yeah, couldn't not be a rose bush.
I just need one of them bushes that grows so I can trim it all the time.
Ooh, you could plant me in a honeysuckle vine.
I can tell you where I could plant you.
I like honeysuckles. Just don't smoke me. That would be bad.
Oh, now I got ideas. I have ideas now. Oh, man.
Anyway, so.
Thank you for the idea, Amber. Appreciate it.
We are, it's almost time for me to go sign up for Doris.
Oh, you've still got a while. It's only 6:30.
Okay.
No, yeah, she has to play darts tonight, but our important phone call kind of ran over.
Yeah,
because we forgot slow time.
Yeah, we were an
hour early,
so that threw us off.
And it's funny because neither one of us caught it.
Yeah,
like that should have been a dead ringer. We should have known better. So.
I don't even think about it. That's like I was telling her, when I lived in Harlan, I didn't even know there was such a thing as slow time. I knew that there was other time zones. Like, I won't say I didn't know there was not such a thing as slow time. I thought maybe just other states, not really here in Kentucky, until I
Yeah.
moved to Bardstown, and because it's
You
not
were
that
so
far.
sheltered.
I was very sheltered.
Tommy said he's known her since she was a little girl.
Abigail,
I have not been that fortunate. I've known her since last summer, but
that's when I really got to know her too.
yeah, I mean, we all kind of last summer
Just kind of got flung together,
yeah,
and it just
honestly,
worked.
it was funny because
It worked.
we never had like
Conversation.
it was so weird. It was kind of a just we all got together, and then when Abigail and I was in Nashville, and I was like, oh, I forgot my sleeping clothes. I'm sleeping in my underwear, and she was like, I don't care, and I'm like, good thing, because I'm not sleeping in jeans. And her and I, like the 2 hour drive there and back, like got to know each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, she's actually a real chick. Like that's hard as hell to find these days. And before you two, I really only had one other friend that I lean on a lot, Jennifer, and she was my rock. And now I have all 3 of you because it's like 3 different worlds for me.
You get 3 different, you get 3 and I get it because I mean, even though we are alike, we're all so totally different.
Well, and we always say the same crap.
Yeah.
All 3 of us, like we'll be talking and we'll say the same thing at the same exact time, but we're enough different that it works.
Yeah. So if you want to date Abigail, contact us. She's gonna kill me. I love you, Abigail.
Don't contact me. I don't want to be a part of this.
Contact me.
Actually, do contact me because I'm telling you right now, if somebody breaks their heart, I'm gonna run you over. I'm gonna run you over.
Kick you with rocks. I don't think you can say that online. I don't think you can say that.
I haven't hurt any of the other ones.
Rocks at you. Anyway, Abigail, if you're listening,
what we're calling
we
it,
got
right?
you. I actually have an application, a boyfriend application.
Oh my gosh, she sent that to us in our group chat last night, and I was
like,
laughing
all right,
so
I
hard.
got you. We're doing this. Anyway, chase your dreams.
Yes.
Don't.
And that
so what else
relationship wise, that is too though.
Chasing your dreams.
Because I mean, your dream don't have to be a job.
Mm-mm.
Your dream can be a change in your life. Like I said, I'm getting ready to go through a major change, and I plan on building on that. I'm not gonna let it break me.
A dream doesn't have to be, and sometimes it's not even what you set out to dream.
Sometimes it just comes up like somebody wanting to do a podcast.
Yeah. That was my dream. Kristen was like, all right, I'm game. And here we are,
And building it every single day.
Because here's the thing, like I'm a talker. Clearly, I'm a talker. And I can really talk about pretty much anything with anybody. I've always said I can go to a royal event and I can rub elbows with royalty. I can go behind a garbage dumpster and talk to the homeless. Like, I'm versatile.
Well,
I
that's
guess,
how I was in school.
I never that way.
I was a cheerleader, but I never had my group. I dated football players and stuff like that. Whatever. That was the only stereotype really that I did. But I hung out with every single group of people. Like I was in choir, so I hung out with them. And I always hung out with the underdogs. And I still do to this day.
I don't want to say I hung out with. I mean, I had my group of friends again, I could talk to anybody. And the stories that to me are funny, that's why I was like, you know what, let's do this. I want to do a podcast because, I love to be able, like if you all were to bring a subject, I love being able to learn about it, dive down that rabbit hole, because that is something else that I absolutely love doing is digging into those rabbit holes.
And that's
I'm like Alice in Wonderland.
Well, and that's something we talk about. Like we say, bring us what you want to talk about or learn about, because we will research it. And it's funny because it sometimes we'll end up on like the same website or something looking at the same exact thing, and we're like, oh, did you? And it's just a back and forth, and we learn about it, and then we talk about it.
I swear, I think that's why I don't know where my screenshots have gone to, because I don't even remember what we were talking about just now that made me, but I know I screenshotted it, but whatever.
Squirrel.
Anywho, so yes, if you have a subject that you want to learn about or even talk about, maybe maybe you're the expert, reach out to us. We'll bring you on. We don't care,
Yeah.
We're excited. Again, we have a lot of different guests coming our way. So we are getting into warmer weather. So we are going to bring a lot of the biker community in here. I think our next guest that we have lined up, unless we end up with somebody in between, but as of right now, we have a female, a lady rider that is coming on to talk to us about that and riding. Abigail rides. Abigail rides. Just letting y'all know.
Yeah, Abigail rides her own, so you don't have to ride her around.
But so, and then we've talked about Travis. Travis is coming back in. So, we've got a lot of things that we are hoping to grow and just keep growing and just keep evolving from here because we're chasing our dreams.
And make sure you like, share, and follow. I know we say that a lot, but that is how we grow, is through you sharing us. If you go onto our page, you can invite, and you can literally invite your whole friends list.
Which, by the way, if you do this, I don't know if you saw the
St. Patty's Day,
basket giveaway, promotion, whatever you want to call it. That is Monday. So make sure you are inviting, because we are watching those invites. Make sure that you are following us on here, and you get double chances if you follow us on Instagram or YouTube, either or. And listen, guys, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. When it says to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that doesn't cost anything. Following us on TikTok. We now are Long Branch Talks on TikToks as well. TikTok as well.
Can't be able to talk all day.
They are burning something downstairs. I feel like
I can smell it.
Yes. Anyway, so yeah, give us a like, follow, invite your friends list to follow along too, and make sure that you hit that. What is that? The favorite that keeps us in your news feed, because we do have some fun and interesting things getting ready to come our way, and we're excited to share it with you all.
Yeah, and I mean, our TikToks are funny. Most of the time, our shows are funny, but or at least they are to us.
And that's all that matters,
right? But yeah, that's like, share, follow. But when you share our page, all you have to do is go to the invite list, and it will literally let you invite your entire friends list. And then that way, that helps us grow, because that is the only way to grow, is to be shared, pretty much, because we don't want to become stagnant. We don't want our dream to become stagnant.
Yeah, we want to keep going. And again, if there's anything that you all want to talk about or want us to talk about or want to share with us, let us know. We love the interaction. We love being able to talk to you all on here. Like we've said, like and follow us. We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, here on Facebook,
iHeart, Spotify,
Spreaker.
Pretty much just type in Long Branch Talks and you're going to pull something up on us.
Anyway, they're smothering me out downstairs. I've got to go turn a fan on or something.
Yeah, because I don't know what that is, but it's rough.
Yeah. So thanks, guys, for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow at 1:00. Make sure you tune in for tomorrow.
Bye, guys.